Are you trying hard to improve yourself but you feel like you're stuck? Do you feel like you're wasting your efforts but getting nothing in return? Basically, you feel like this self-help thing is not working. Well, if you're feeling this way, have you ever thought that you might be doing something wrong? I think there's a lot of controversy around the topic of self-improvement. I see a lot of people criticizing the self-improvement community and telling people that it's bullshit, and it doesn't surprise me at all. Why? Because I see where they are coming from. Before I started to read and watch content about this topic, I had an image of what it looked like. To me, self-improvement content always sounded like this disgusting, reassuring, and useless stuff that people would read or watch to feel better for 5 minutes. I never saw that as something that was genuinely helpful. Anyway, after a while, when I started to learn about marketing and stuff, it made sense for me to see what the community and the content on this topic looked like, so I gave it a look. What I found was predictable. There was a lot of theory but little practice. I mean, there was a lot of content aimed to make you think in a different way, but only a small fraction of that was something you could actually do. In a nutshell, when people tell you that self-help is bullshit, it's because the community is full of useless and theoretical advice. That's basically why it's seen as a waste of time by some people. I see a lot of people wanting to develop themselves but not getting what they want because they're making some terrible mistakes without even knowing it. What I want to say is that the reason you're not making any progress is probably that you're making one or more of these mistakes. 1. The advice is not accurate. Most of the advice you'll find is not accurate. If others tell you to chill, relax, or be happy, that's not going to help. You need precise and accurate advice so that you can take action and get what you want as a result. 2. There are a lot of gurus out there. Probably one of the main reasons why self-improvement is seen as bullshit. When so many people pretend that they have the solution to all of your problems and offer such low-quality content, it's no surprise that they'll get a bad reputation for doing it. 3. Self-improvement has become just a theory. I mean that a lot of people read and read, but they don't apply any of it. Of course, you need to learn, but what's the point if it doesn't make your life easier? 4. There's a lot of misleading advice. For example, I've seen a lot of people telling others to accept themselves, be happy the way they are, or even that they are beautiful and worthy. This kind of stuff is honestly disgusting and useless. Basically, it's bullshit. I just see it as someone who's reassuring others about their insecurities instead of showing them how to overcome them. I mean, what kind of advice is this? You'll never convince someone with insecurity and low self-esteem that they are truly a worthy person by putting this stuff on social media. Self-esteem is built by action and effort, not simple affirmations that you'll forget after 30 seconds. 5. Almost no one uses the good advice. I said earlier that there was plenty of low-quality advice out there, but there are also some pretty good ones too. They offer real advice, but even then, few people actually use them. I think a lot of people don't even bother to read a book or do what it says, and then you find them saying self-help doesn't work. Well, nothing works unless you do. You can't expect it to be a magical pill that will make you a better person in one night. Self-improvement takes time and effort, so you have to actually use the advice you get, not just read it. 6. You don't really know what self-improvement is. A lot of people in the self-help community seem to think that self-improvement means reading books and sharing quotes on social media. Just to be really clear, here's what self-improvement means: the improvement of one's knowledge, status, or character by one's own efforts. Self-improvement doesn't just mean knowing a lot of stuff to feel like you're smart. It means learning to develop your character and your mindset to get better results in life. The ultimate goal is to get results, not just theoretical knowledge that you never use. 7. You don't really know what you want. I see a lot of people asking something like, how can I be a better person? How can I improve myself? Or how to improve my life? Do you really think there's a right answer to such questions? The questions are too broad and not specific enough. Wanting to improve is a good thing, but being too broad about it won't get you anywhere. You have to know exactly what you want in order to get it. 8. You want to improve everything at once. Some people just want to do everything at the same time. They ask questions like, how do I become more confident, build my self-esteem, and find my purpose in life? Do you see how rich the question is? It's too cluttered. You can't improve everything at the same time. You have to improve one aspect of yourself at a time so you don't get overwhelmed. 9. You're all about the theory. You like consuming as much content as possible. You like reading books, watching YouTube videos, and all that because it gives you a false sense of satisfaction. Basically, you learn a lot and research a lot, but you don't apply anything. 10. You're too impatient. You want to become a better person and you want it now. Instead of going through the process of change, you want to improve yourself overnight, which is nearly impossible. The truth is that changing yourself takes time and effort. You can't become a whole different person overnight. 11. You don't commit to one specific outcome. Totally forget about it afterward. and then you say that it doesn't work. Well, it doesn't work like that. To get a result, you have to be consistent. You can't expect anything if you try something for a few days, and then you forget about it. I see a lot of people saying that self-help doesn't work when all they do is read a book without even trying what it says, and then you find them saying the book sucks. If you want to get fit, you don't go to the gym for a few days, then you say that gym doesn't work. That would be crazy. Same thing here. Self-improvement requires constant effort. That's the only way of making a positive change within yourself. 12. You always look for shortcuts. You're constantly looking for the next tip or hack to success, confidence, or happiness. That's one of the biggest mistakes you could make. If you're always looking for the easy way to improve, you never will. There's an old saying that goes like this: not everything that shines is gold. That's exactly the case with these tips you often get. They might be shiny, but they're not gold. Those hacks are just shallow pieces of advice. They won't get you anywhere. The reason why they're so attractive, by the way, is that they seem so easy, and we often like to avoid putting in the effort, so it seems like the perfect solution while in fact, it couldn't be further away from it. The bottom line is to stop looking for shortcuts. 13. You're not following a specific plan. This means that you know what you want, but you don't know how to get there. If you want a certain outcome, it's not enough to know what you want to improve. It's also very important to know how you're going to get there. For example, transitioning from someone who's insecure to a person who's super confident without having a clear-cut set of steps is extremely hard. What I'm saying is you must have the plan to be effective. These are the biggest mistakes that will stop you from improving yourself. Make sure to avoid them at all costs. Conclusion: I think that the self-improvement people are talking about is just a label. I mean, there are a lot of people who consider themselves interested in self-improvement, but few of them really see the point. The point from all of that theory and thinking is to upgrade yourself, to become better, and not to clutter your mind with useless stuff you'll never use. Real self-improvement involves action and effort, so make sure you're growing by taking action on what you learn.